not just another year. And if you follow the Gregorian calendar, which is what we all do, you might want to listen to this. So the Gregorian calendar, which is actually a follow-up to the Julian calendar, which we used to follow, is based on it's a solar calendar, in other words. So it's based on 365 days, and it's based on how the earth rotates around the sun. Even though I got a lot to say about that, I'm not going to go into that right now. That's not what this video. But the Hebrew calendar, which is what we're going to talk about today, is based on lunar solar. In other words, that the months are based on the rotation of the moon and the years is based on the sun. And here's what's interesting about it. So based on the Hebrew calendar, it's not the year 2024 necessarily. It's actually the year 5784. And here's what's dope about this. 2024, which is the Hebrew year of 5784, is actually the year of open doors. And here's two things you got to take. So bet the doors are finally open to you. The things that you've been praying for, asking for, the doors are open. God has given a green light. But here's the problem. The first principle, you got to walk through the door. Stop asking, stop wondering. Don't see an open door. Don't see an open avenue, opportunity. Just stand there anymore. Now you got to walk through it. No more questioning. The green light is open. God has opened the door for you. Walk through it. Second warning, and it might just be the most important one. Not every door should be walked through. Not every door. Some doors will open to you, but you shouldn't be walking through them. So you're going to need a lot of discernment as to determine, God, which door am I supposed to be walking through? Because if the prophetic year this year is the year of the open doors, that means there's some things that's going to be opening to you should not be walking through. So you're going to have to be prayerful and have to be super discerning to determine, hey, God, what's for me and what's not for me? So walk through the doors, number one. The doors you know is for you. And number two, watch out. Beware of false doors.
I love that. I didn't know where he was going with this when I started this video. I was like, I don't know where this, but I love that. The year of the open door. Amen.
He comes out of the kitchen. I'm standing with my back up to the stove, and he doesn't say a word. He walks straight up, boom, left hand up under my neck, jacks me up off the floor. I'm up on the stove, because he was a pretty big, strong dude. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And he's like, he looks me dead in the eyes, and he says, I'm going to fucking kill you. And you've heard that phrase to where people say they had that look in their eye. This dude's eyes look gray. I couldn't tell you what color they were right now if you paid me $1 million. And I remember both, I'd never seen eyes look like color. And I was able to scoop my way down off the stove because it was like a flat top stove. So I was able to slide off. He tries to bring his knee up to knee me in the side as best I could. I kind of twisted my body that way he didn't really knee me in the side. And I told him, I was like, dude, if you don't get the fuck off me, I'm going to shoot you. And so he cocks his hand back and he's bringing it forward. I can see it coming, and I kind of lift up my chin and he clips the bottom of my chin. He doesn't get a full shot on my face. He's aiming for the side of my jaw to try to knock me out. And when I lifted up, he clipped the chin, and his momentum carried him, across the hand that he was holding me with. So he let go, and he kind of stumbles like a step or two to the left. Well, I stepped back. The way my kitchen is designed, I'm in a corner, because you have the refrigerator, then it cuts down, you have the stove, then it cuts back the other way, and you got the sink. I'm in that corner. He's already heading back to me. He's going to football tackle me or whatever he's going to do. He's charging. So I take out the gun and I fire. Boom, boom, boom. I thought it was twice because it was loud. It was in a confined kitchen, and it was loud as shit. He immediately falls back. Boom, just dropped. Didn't say a word, just fell back. And so I'm just like, I've shot obviously before, but never shot anybody, especially in like this. It's just been target practice or just randomly shooting in the woods before now. And so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, what my next move is. I look, I see my phone, I call 911. Now he's making sounds at this point. He never said words after that. He's just making sounds. Didn't have time to explain the whole situation. So in the 911 call, I had a friend of mine in my house. We were getting along. He flipped on me, tried to attack me, said he was going to kill me. I had to shoot him. I shot him twice in the chest. She starts directing me on what to do. She's like, can you see where his entrance wounds are? So I pull up his shirt. I see 2 of them, which is another reason why I only thought there was 2. She said, can you get a towel, put it over it? So I run down to my bathroom, the bathroom he had just come out of, jerk the towel, go back, put her over there, and that's really about all I could do. Like I didn't know how to do CPR or anything like that. She's asking me to ask questions. He's not responsive. He's only making noises. What I've heard from other people now is what was called the death rattle, just kind of like sounds as the body's slowly dying off and everything's shutting down. And she's like, the 911 ambulance is on the way, and also they had notified the authorities. The authorities are on the way. And she's like, where's the gun? I was like, the gun's on the counter. And she's like, well, can you please have it unloaded, laying on the counter? And I'm like, yeah. So I step up, unload the gun, leave it on the counter. And finally, the first arriving officer comes, and she's like, I need you to go out with your hands up. So I'm on the phone. I go out, hands up. He cuffs me, and he's like, you're not under arrest. We just got to see what's going on, survey the situation. I'm like, okay. So he passes me off to the second officer that pulls up. This is a female. So she puts me in the back of the car, and I'm just sitting there. Mine is still spinning at what's going on. They didn't take my phone from me at this time. So I was able to kind of twist back, get my phone out, and I text my wife. I'm like, hey, we started fighting. I shot him. And I couldn't even tell what she texted me back. One of the female officers seen me, so she seen me on my phone. She grabbed my phone from me. And so I didn't know if she got it or, what the situation was. But by now it's like 6:45, 7 in the morning. Got 2 cop cars here, then the ambulance pulls up. And then it's just one right after the other. Cop car, SUV, cop car. And they're lining the street. And I live in a neighborhood to where it's like a house every 5 feet. You only got 5 feet of yard, then it's another house. Real cookie cutter neighborhood. So people are starting to get up Sunday morning for church. This is all a Saturday night. Everybody's looking. They see me in the back of the cop car. My neighbor comes out. She's asking what's going on. Am I good? Or the kids in the house? And I'm just like trying to talk to her through the glass. And the female cop comes back over. I did see the ambulance pull up. I see him put him in the ambulance, and they drive off. So I don't know at this point. I don't know if he's alive, if he's dead, what the situation is. The female cop comes back over, and she reads me my rights. And, obviously you've had that done yourself. She asked me if I want to answer any questions, and I tell them no. And that was it. It was shut down. So at that point, I'm thinking I'm going to jail.
So pretty much he killed his wife's lover. The dude tried to fight him, and yeah. Clearly he's free, so.
Are y'all ready for an insane story time that's literally actively taking place as I record this video? So I agreed to join someone at their place for a real chill evening. Movies, card games, couple of cocktails, harmless. I've known this guy for a couple of years. It's been an on and off kind of situation. Nothing has ever transpired. It's literally like we're basically nothing, right? So haven't seen him in a while, so I'm just here chilling. So I arrive, and his loft or apartment complex is connected to a hotel, and I see that they have coffee, and I'm like, I'm actually tired, I could use a cup of coffee. So I order my coffee, and we're waiting for my coffee when he says, oh, my ex is about to walk this way. I said, your ex? He's like, yeah, my ex. I said, oh, does she live here? He says, yeah, she lives here. I said, oh, interesting. So she walks past, and he's like, Ashton. He's calling her name, and she's ignoring him. And I said, oh, she must be upset. She must be upset because you're with another girl. Are y'all not cool? He says, we were cool up until now, I guess. And I said, oh, damn. So we let it go. So 5 minutes later, I get my coffee, and we walk to the elevator. We see her again. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Again. So he says, he tries to talk to her again. He's like, Ashton. And she's like, I'm good. And she's like, this is Cameron. She's like, I don't care. He says she knows about you. And she's like, I could care less. And her elevator opens. I swear, this is like a movie. Her elevator opens, and we get on a separate elevator. So we go into his unit. Immediately, I sit down my stuff, and he says, I need to go talk to her. It's been 30 minutes. And I'm just waiting for him to get back. But I'm about to leave, obviously, because this is hella disrespectful. Hella. Honestly, the only reason why I have not left yet is because I need him to reimburse me for the liquor that I bought that he already told me he was going to reimburse me for. And also he Ubered me here. I need him to Uber me back. Like, I'm already taking an L. I'm not taking a financial L either. No. And if I was not tired and I didn't stop and get this coffee, none of this would have transpired. Everything happens for a reason, baby. I'm good regardless. Okay, guys, I've had enough. It's been 40 minutes. I'm literally just about to leave. Like, fuck it. I think I was like unclear. Like, I said that we've known each other for a couple of years, but he's clearly still expressing interest in me. That's why I'm here. So, like, you can't be interested in me and like not over your ex. Like, that's crazy. Get the out of here. Okay, guys, I'm really trying to decide if I should. I'm trying to decide if I should take the liquor with me or leave it here. Like, I kind of don't want it, but I bought it, so I'll just take it with me. It's fine. I'll save it. I mean, I'm sure it'll come in handy at some point in my life. The Uber is $20 and it won't kill me. Taking my caramel macchiato and getting the hell up out of here. I'm out of there, guys. How's that for a story time? Kind of unbelievable, right? Ashley? Yes, okay.
I look right on.
Yeah. So I'm back home now, and literally I haven't even heard from him. It's been probably an hour and 20 minutes since we arrived at his place, and he left to go talk to his ex. So should I block him or wait to see if he's gonna give me my money back?
Girl. Now she did a live story time and then she's doing all this. Girl.
Did y'all see that video of the girl who decided she was going to let this guy who's been pursuing her for a while now Uber her to his penthouse? So while she's on the way to the penthouse, she decides she's going to stop and get some coffee in the lobby because of the lobby of his place is connected to a hotel. He meets her down there, so they waiting on the girl's coffee. His ex starts walking towards them. And he's like, oh, that's my ex. So she looks and he was like, oh, okay. Like, she live over here? And he was like, yeah, she live in this building. So the ex walks right past him. So he starts calling her name. She ignores them. Awkward. So they get to the elevator. She's getting on one elevator and they're getting on another. And he's like, yo, like, this is so-and-so. And she's like, I could care less. And the doors close on her elevator like a movie. That's what the girl said. So they get up to his apartment and he's like, yo, I gotta go talk to her. What? So he goes and talks to her. Don't you know this girl stays in his apartment waiting for him to come back for 40 minutes? Talking about something, well, he Ubered me here and he said he was going to give me my money back for the liquor and I'm not leaving without it. Y'all be taking Sprinkle too fucking far. Get the fuck out of there. So after 45 minutes, she decides to leave and only takes the liquor she came with. I would have had the liquor, some sneakers, a candlestick, a new lamp, curtains. Y'all gotta start robbing these motherfuckers so they can learn their lesson. He never came back to the apartment in that whole time and ain't never called her back.
So I literally didn't know that her video was about that. But yeah, the stuff I see on here, I was playing my little video game the other day. Like, I was up all night. It had me in a chokehold. And literally, I was watching this, like, lesbian fight. And it was, like, for hours. There was, like, one King Koopa lesbian. She was the mediator. And there was these two lesbians. They looked exactly alike. Both of them were married. One hadn't been with her husband for, like, 10 years. But she was still legally married. And the other one was, like, with her husband, but when her husband was like in the military or something. So when her husband would come to town, the girl that was I will say there's one lesbian that's like 99.9% a lesbian, then you got this other one's like 60%. The 99.9% lesbian was annoyed because the 60% lesbian, when her husband came home, she would put on lashes and wigs and eyelashes and all this stuff, and be pretending that she was straight. But then when her husband leaves, she throw back on her stud gear. So the 99.9 lesbian, she had been with this girl, the 60% center, for like 10 years. Well, and she had even went so far as to mess with the husband. Like, she was sleeping with them both, but it was something that she decided she didn't really want to do. So she told the girl, like, hey, I'm tired of doing this. Just go be with your husband. And then the girl was like, I'm not with him. He's just here seeing the kids. So the 99%er actually drove by the girl's house to show her and took a picture of her car showing her that like she was there at 3 a.m. with her husband. So clearly it wasn't just a kid. So she's like, nah, I'm good. And she started dating somebody else. So then the 60%er comes over and literally attacks her, like slaps her, puts her arm behind her back, all this stuff. The girl's got like a bruise. Like, all this is on live. Like, I'm watching this while I'm playing Call of Duty, like, because people come to TikTok and put their entire business out. So then the girl, the 99%er, told the 60%er, like, it got too violent and toxic and she wanted out of the relationship. So they were literally on TikTok arguing about her wanting to be out of the relationship and the other one being like halfway gay and halfway not. And it was just a whole mess. And I could not stop watching it. And I'm like, number one, like, the toxicity to be in a relationship with another woman, we don't get along like that, y'all, to where we could just be living harmoniously. I don't see it be possible. I need to see like a long, like 30-year strong lesbian relationship. I know Wanda Sykes and her wife been married for a while, but I don't know how long or if it's successful, but it was a mess. So I figured I'd give you that story time because this story time was kind of trash and lame. But, I mean, I'm not trash and lame, and you're not trash and lame. But you know what? The earth is ghetto. Listen, this is our new format. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, try to make it a little bit better for you guys, and let you see what I'm seeing. Sometimes seeing it's better, sometimes hearing it's better. I don't know. We'll see. But I know I'll be back tomorrow. You guys have an amazing day, and Happy New Year again. Get y'all anointing oil out. Pray over some stuff. You got to do it. Love y'all. Toodles.